Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Arya. I'm the brand associate at HackerSkill, and I welcome you all to our third session of Cloud Tech Camp presented by Google Cloud and initiated by HackerSkill and Google developers. A request for you all that it would be great if you could switch on your cameras to make the session more interactive. All right, so moving forward, last 2 days were amazing with our experts Neelam and Aman. Today is the last day of the session where we are going to learn about the last two modules of Google Digital Leader Certification that we are all here for. So the last two modules, we'll be talking about infrastructure and application modernization with Google Cloud and understanding Google Cloud security and its operations. With that being said, let me introduce you to our expert of the evening, Mr. Prerit Munjal. He's a mentor at Google Cloud Readiness Program. And guys, interesting fact about him that he's a 30 times Microsoft Azure certified and 6 times Google Cloud certified professional.
Hello everyone. So I'm glad that HackerSkill is introducing this platform for me to help you guys learn about certifications. And in few moments, I think I will start my deck. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So before moving ahead and starting today's session, there is an important and exciting announcement for you all. The Twitter challenge for CDL Bootcamp is live on our social media platforms. What you have to do is you guys must have received an exclusive digital badge for being a participant of Google Cloud Tech Camp. So you have to share the badge along with a screenshot of this session telling about your learnings and what importance this certification have in your career. Don't forget to tag HackerSkill, Google Cloud, and Google developers. Participating in the contest will fetch you exciting goodies at the end of this program. Not extending more, let me hand over the mic to our expert, Prerit. Over to you.
Hi everyone. So Jan, tell me that my screen is visible. Yeah. Is it visible? Is my screen visible?
Yes, Prerit, it is.
Okay. Thank you. So let me this is the third session for you guys. And who I am? So Pradeep Nizar, your host this evening, and I'm 6x certified. Uh, I have seen my certifications as well, and the youngest certified cloud developer, production cloud architect, professional cloud engineer, professional engineer, and professional engineer.
Please just
Okay.
your voice is breaking a lot. If you could just see your
Okay. Is it audible now?
I guess it's still not audible.
Is it audible?
The voice is too low. Can you just try to fix it?
So is it audible now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, okay. I think I had some issue with my headphones. So um, now we will be starting again. So I am 6x Google Cloud certified. I have 14 Microsoft certifications. I have 2+ years of experience in Google Cloud. I have received 5+ international as well as domestic offers in the domain of cloud and DevOps. And I'm currently working as Cloud Products Associate at Labs. I have worked at Samsung as well and worked at Google for 3 months. So, interesting fact about me, I'm world's youngest Google Cloud certified professional cloud developer, professional cloud architect, professional cloud security engineer, professional cloud DevOps engineer, and professional data engineer. So, like there's a catch. I'm still in college and I'm just like you guys, or maybe junior than you. So I'm currently in my fourth semester and I'm currently pursuing my Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science. So not taking much of your time, let's start with the event. So today's agenda would be like, what is cloud? I won't be emphasizing much on cloud, like what is IaaS, PaaS, or SaaS, but I will give a quick recap, because like there may be some guys who have not like joined the previous sessions. So the second topic would be networking and security. I think these two topics are very, very essential for a strong fundamental in cloud technology. To be specific, in Google Cloud, because like 90% or 80% of cloud is based on networking itself. And without security, you can't do anything because there will be data exfiltration and all that stuff. The third will be the core services, and the fourth will be the right path. And in the end, we will have a question and answer session. So it's my humble request to you. Please give me your next 45 minutes, and I am damn sure that I will build a strong foundation in you for pursuing any cloud certification, not just specific to Google Cloud, but any cloud certification. So just be attentive for next 45 minutes. So let's start. First is Linux. So you will be wondering like, why Linux? There's no need of Linux in cloud computing. But as per my experience, as per my professional as well as certification journey, Linux is the core foundation of certification or Google Cloud, because everywhere, like in every operation you perform, there will be some chunk of Linux present there. So let's start with the basic commands. I will be just giving a quick recap of this of the commands. First is mkdir, that is used for making directories. Second is cd. You need to know just these 10-15 commands, that will be it. So second is cd, that is used for change directory. Third is touch, that is used to touch, that is used to create a file. Fourth is nano, and then a file name, that is nano and vim are two editors in Linux, in Linux systems. So they are pre-installed, and in Google Cloud also in shell they are pre-installed. And nano and vim are two editors that are pre-installed. Fourth one is tcp dump. Fifth one is trace route. Actually, trace route is very, very useful if you are into networking, because trace route gives you exact path of your packet, because every information or data will be transferred over the net over a packet. It will be fragmented, segmented, and all. After that, a packet will be generated and it will be transferred over the internet. So the trace route command gives us the exact hop, because like your data packet will reach from one router to second to third to fourth and then the final destination. So there is trace route command. Then we have like the total Linux commands you will learn by practice, but these were all the commands. And the second thing is the file system. File system is used for, like, you need to know what are the directories, because in Linux there is no C drive, E drive, or D drive. We have some directories, and you need to know basics of them. First is the root directory, and it is like this slash, and every other directory is inside this directory. Inside the root directory we have home, we have etc, we have var, we have boot. So all these directories have some binaries or some environment variables and all that stuff. Not taking much of the time in Linux, I will give a quick recap about what is this all about. Why cloud? What is this? So previously we used to have like a rack of servers. Every big company used to have good amount of servers, or the computers, virtual computers, virtual machines, or the servers in their exact facility, and they used to run the processes. For example, you have a laptop, right? It is meant to do a certain task. What if you run 5 TB of data rendering over it? It will not work, right? You need to have some higher end laptops. Similarly, in the production environment, some work is meant for some machines. That is, like, the work will be more efficient, and some easy task can be done by any machine. So what will happen, like in the previous years, or the previously, they used to buy more, like, there is two terms, capex and opex. Capex is capital expenditure and opex is operational expenditure. So for capital expenditure, or that is the initial investment that usually all the people or all the big companies used to do. Previously, before the progression of the cloud or anything, they used to spend a particular amount of capex, and they used to buy servers. Then if more machines were needed, they used to spend it on more. Later down the line, the every servers, or they were virtualized by AWS, because AWS was the beginner in this field, then Google Cloud, then Microsoft Azure. So later on they were virtualized and everything came to cloud. Now there is another progression known as serverless. What is serverless? So serverless is something that there's no need of you to take care of anything. Just tell them that I need this work to be done by 2 a.m. in next 2 hours or 3 hours. It will be done. So this is the basic definition of serverless. You have no headache of buying infra, performing infra, configuring infra, nothing. You just have to deploy a workload, and next will be done. So starting with the Google Cloud providers resources in multi-region region. So remember, in Google Cloud, everything is meant for some particular region or zone. Every service, for example, Cloud SQL service, if you have heard of, it is meant for only regional workload. And Cloud Spanner, on the other hand, is meant for global workload. So every service in Google Cloud is meant for some regions, or some multi-regions or zones. So what is multi-region? Multi-region, by the word, combination of two zones. For example, NAM5, NAM5, 5 and the digits. So it is one of the most common multi-region. Then we have region. Region is US Central one, because it is the most used case. Then Asia South one, or Asia South two. So these are the regions. By the name, you can know that US means USA, Central means it's in the center of USA, and one is the particular digits or numeric that Google Cloud has given. Then there is zone. In one zone there are 5 to 6 to 7, that depends on Google Cloud number of zones. And like, it will be appended by the letter A, B, C, D, E, F. US Central 1, A for zone, B for zone. If US Central 1, that it is region. US Central 1 A, that is zone. So which one to decide? Like, you will be confused, like, which service, or which when to decide what we have to do in multi-region, what we have to do in region, what we have to do in this, what we have to do in that. So uh, you have to decide by availability, like what kind of availability you want. You want the SLA is service level agreement. Look, I will be teaching you all this stuff, like, incrementally, not like I will tell you what is SLA in the first. I will follow the process. Okay. I think I had a call. So uh, uh like the availability, 99.9999%, it will be specified and decided by the vendor or the person you are working with. Second is the durability. Durability is the number of years you want your data or your system to be there for you. Availability is at that moment you want your processors or data to be available. Like, I want my data to be available this moment only, right? So that is availability. Durability is something like you want down the line after 10 years or after 5 years, you want your data to be there. Like, no matter what, there is some tsunami, there is some earthquake, the data should be there. Third is the money, because everything comes with a cost. So high availability and durability will lead to high cost, and like it all will be defined in the particular case statement. Fourth is scaling. Scaling can be dynamic scaling, manual scaling, agility, and like scaling, just scale in can be scale in or scale out. So these are some processes that you will learn by doing some stuff in that. Okay, so now is resource hierarchy. You just need to learn this, and you will find 1 to 2 question exactly from this part in your certification. You just need to learn there is top, at top there is organization node, in the middle there are folders, and after the folders each folder will have certain number of projects, and in each projects you will have number of resources. You just need to learn, or you need to just look at it. You will easily understand, like there is organization node. Organization means your company name, google.com. In google.com you have various folders. One is for maps, one is for earth. In earth you will have earth for in earth we will have map for India, map for USA, map for Australia. And in map for India project you will have certain number of compute resources. This was just example, not an internal Google thing. So second, the next thing is billing. Don't be afraid of billing. Google is not going to fine, or no, Google is not going to charge even a single penny if you have not uh, deleted the resources that you have created, right? So one thing is, like, you are doing some labs on quick labs or cloud boost. So the major disadvantage of using such labs is that you don't get to delete your resources for your own, right? You perform some task and your resources are deleted by Google or by quick labs or by Wiz labs. So they delete the resources from you by your end, right? So I will recommend you to go create an account on cloud.google.com and enter your credit card. They will give you $300 for free tier, and for students also they will give you $300 for practice for 90 days, means for next 3 months. So don't be afraid of that Google will charge you something or anything. And second, the last thing is, don't forget to delete your resources. Make a note, because in the beginning I remember that I didn't even delete the resources, and I was like fined for $100. So make a note of the resources that you are creating and delete by the end of the day. Now, what is a project? Like we studied in the resource hierarchy, that it is the last second for from the resource hierarchy, and it is unique to you. Every person in the Google Cloud that is using Google Cloud has a unique project ID, and it will be totally unique to you. Nobody else will have the same, and it must have at least one owner. By default, when you create a project, you will be the owner of the project. Now, the next thing is, there is no cost for creating projects. By default, you can create, I think, 12 to 13 projects in a particular like free tier account. In organization, there are two tiers. One is free tier and second is organizational. So for they pay for the project's resources in a different manner. They have some sustained discounts. They have some other discounts as well. So projects is unique to you. It should have at least one owner. You can't leave the project alone, like they abandon. You can't abandon a project. That's it. So this is the most important thing, right? VPC, virtual private cloud. What is virtual private cloud? Virtual, that means that is hosted on cloud. Private means that is unique to you, and cloud is based on cloud. So imagine your home in the colony you live. So in the neighborhood, your home is unique. Like nobody else will have the same home for you. Like you have, nobody have the same house. Some there will be some difference, like gate, the front gate or the front area. and around the house you have some fence, right? Similarly, in Google Cloud, the VPC is the home. VPC is the home for every resource, right? One there is project, and in project you can have VPC, multiple VPC, and VPC is in Google Cloud is global. That is the most unique factor of Google Cloud. VPC is global by nature. Like in VPC, you can create anything. Earlier, we studied that there are resources multi-regional, regional, zonal. So in VPC, we can have multiple resources from any location. So now we have studied like there is a home with fence, and in Google Cloud we have the same home, but that is global. Globally, there is no same home like that. That is known as VPC, and the fence is known as firewall. Similarly, firewall is like your laptop is having the firewall, and it's protecting from predators and all that stuff. Same firewall, that is just virtualized firewall. But like there is a backbone of Google known as Andromeda, based after the name of a galaxy. So it is the networking backbone of Google. So firewall and all that networking stuff is defined over there. They are not really present in hardware, they are defined in software. This makes the Google Cloud network very fast by nature. So in VPC, I think I'm running out of time. So in VPC, one VPC is created by default, and for creating a new VPC, you need to provide name, the subnet. Subnet is nothing, just a chunk of IP addresses. IP addresses, I think you must be knowing what are IP addresses, IPv4, IPv6. So subnet is a big chunk of IP addresses in a particular region, and a VPC can have multiple subnets. A project can have multiple VPCs. A VPC can have multiple subnets. So I think you can imagine this stuff. So third thing is what is traffic? Traffic. This is the most important part of networking. What is traffic? So traffic is of two types: ingress and egress. First thing, network. The traffic is a relative term, right? For me, if I throw a ball at you, it will be an egress, and that ball going to you, according to you, will be ingress. So egress is going outwards, ingress is coming inwards. So traffic is a relative term. For me, the same traffic can be same traffic can be zonal, same traffic can be egress or and ingress as well, based on entirely the traffic part. The next thing is what is to firewall. Like firewall, you need to have a VPC that is default by, and you can create your own as well. And you can define priority. Like priority, this is some addition, like advanced stuff, but you should be knowing like what is needed to create a firewall. A VPC is there of priority. You need to define, direction of traffic, like I defined what is ingress and one is egress. So you need to define action on match as well. And you need to define ports and protocols. Ports and protocols are like protocols are of layer 4, TCP, UDP, all that stuff. I think you will learn by working in it only. So let's talk about what is VPC in detail. So in VPC, like I told you, there are various subnets. So assume this is in a home, like you have the drawing room, we have the study room, you have the bedroom, you have the uh, other room as well. So they are subnets. In each room, you have one sofa, you have one lighting, you have one painting. So treat those things as a resource. Similarly, I think you got my point. In VPC, in Google Cloud, in VPC, you have subnets. In subnets, you can create resources. In various subnets, you can have multiple resources. This by resources, I mean anything: compute engine, app engine, Kubernetes engine, or cloud run, or app engine, anything. So this is the service like IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. Compute engine is IaaS. App engine is platform as a service, and rest is like you need to know. There's no need to go in much detail. uh, just just learn or just look at it like compute engine is infrastructure service. You have to define everything: name, network, storage, and everything you have to define by yourself. In app engine, it is platform as a service. You just need to deploy your application, you just need to provide your app code. And in software as a service, one example of software as a service is Google Workspace account. So Google provides you entirely everything. So it is a software. So another topic is what is service accounts. So imagine everybody has small brother or sister in home. Like if you want some water from the refrigerator, you will tell your cousin or your brother, little brother sister, to go and give you the water bottle or any stuff. Similarly, in Google Cloud, we have service accounts. Service accounts are, you can think of them as a proxy. Don't get hypertensed by this term service accounts. Just imagine these as your small brother and sister who will do stuff on your behalf and will give back to you what you want for them, right? So in Google Cloud, we have service accounts. We tell them to do stuff, and in return we give them key. A key should be there. Key is a very high term. Like I need to explain more on this RSA and all that stuff. But for now, you just imagine a key. We provide them key, they do the work and return back to us. That is the role of service accounts. So basic is now comes to basics. What is VM is virtual machine. What are data centers? Data centers are just a collection of servers in a particular building. What are servers? Servers are the virtual machines or the computer, your laptop, in not particularly laptop, but a board containing of all the data and all that stuff in a rack. So what do we need to create a VM? Name, region, zone. Like I told you before, there are in Google Cloud, we have multi-region, region, and zonal. So you need to provide name, region, zone, machine family, and type. Machine family, we have like 5 questions will be from virtual machine only. So we have 4 types of machine family. One is compute optimized, second is memory optimized, third is for standard workloads, and fourth is GPU. So what is the term N1 standard one? So N1 is the family name, machine family or family name. Standard is the amount of workload. Like what is the workload you are going to your generally we use N1 standard one. N1 is the machine family, standard for workload, one is for number of CPUs, vCPUs, virtual CPUs. So in N1 standard one, you can have N1 standard 5, N1 standard 6. So 6 is the number of vCPUs, standard is the workload, N1 is the family. And we need to provide the machine family and type. Then we have to provide disk is nothing, just a storage. Think of it as your SSD or SDD, used in your laptop, used to store your data over it, because virtual machines are ephemeral by nature. So once you delete the virtual machine, your data will be gone. So you need to store your data on a particular hard drive that will be used in future if you need that. So we need to provide additional disk. And there's boot disk. Then we have service account. Like I told you, service account will do all that background stuff like a little brother and sister. Metadata is a little advanced topic that is used for automatically starting up your VM or shutting down your VM. Sixth is the network. So what is instance template? Instance template is just a manifest or a blueprint of your virtual machine. Like everything will be already filled in it there, and you just have to deploy it. You can deploy 10 VMs, 15 VMs, 60 VMs, 90 VMs from one instance template. Instead of entering your values again and again, like the name, the boot disk, the service account, the metadata, you can define the instance template and run it multiple times for creating same instance. So the major use of instance template is with instance groups. There are 2 instance groups, managed and unmanaged, and they are in the end used by the load balancers. Load balancers are used to distribute the load. By the term, you can, like, the names are very much simple and you can easily guess by the name. Load balance, to balance the load. What is the load? Load is the traffic coming from the internet. Balance is to distribute it across the anything. By anything we mean instance machines. Instance virtual machines will be created by instance template because they will be identical, though we can use the virtual machines of different machine types or different configuration, but generally according to my experience, we use managed instance groups, multiple same configuration virtual machines put behind a CDN. CDN is content delivery network, and it is used to cache your data and stuff. So like if you refresh your LinkedIn or Instagram, you get instantaneous thing, instantaneous image or video. So it is done by CDN and thing. So yeah. So what is GKE? GKE is Google Kubernetes engine. What are containers? Containers are nothing, just a small workload. Just forget about instance or virtual machines now. For now, containers are just a simple workload. Simple, any workload you want to run, like you want to compute the value of pi, you want to compute the value of a long logarithmic equation. So container is just a process. Pod is used to run the container. Then in turn, many pods are in nodes. Nodes are governed by replica sets. Replica sets are governed by deployments. Deployments are governed by services. Services are governed by ingress. So it is a very, like, I think we will have a separate discussion on GK. For now, just remember that they are used to run the containers, any type of containers or any type of microservices. Microservices, like, let me tell you in brief what is monolithic and what is microservices. So monolithic is a application of exactly one file. Like the same file has everything, like every code is written in one language. Microservice are all the components are divided across multiple files, and all the files talk to each other through REST API or any APIs. And in turn, they are deployed on they are the each microservice is like made or is transformed into an image, and it is in turn deployed on containers as containers on Kubernetes. So it is a very advanced topic, but for now, just the thing, like if microservices comes in your exam, just tick GKE. Now it is the load balancer thing. You need to cram this. I don't prefer cramming, but this is the entire load balancing part. And Google Cloud offers three type of load balancing: TCP, UDP, HTTP, and HTTPS. Like it is same only. So you need to cram this. Uh, Three types of load balancer there. The key points would be the UDP load balancer is only regional, like you can't create in multiple zones, it is just seasonal, the rest of them are global. And there are more load balancing, like what's network load balancing, what is internal load balancing, so you need to take care of those. So what are the components of load balancer? I think you should not get bored because the main part is coming. So components of a load balancer: front end, back end, forwarding rules. Front end is the part you're seeing. Backend is the processing part. Forwarding is, for example, there is prerit.com/gcp. You want this when the user enter this, you want the workload, or you want the forwarding rule, you want the particular page to be served by a particular instance. We talked about virtual machines and managed instance groups. So if you want a particular URL to be placed, or to make sure that it is forwarded to a particular backend, then you can use forwarding rules. By default, all your requests are transferred to one particular instance group or service. So this one is security. So you will be thinking like, who all are these people? So there is a home, and we talked about what is fence, right? The fences, the brown fences, the firewall rule, and the warning is the IM part. Similarly, if you are a high profile person in the society, you will be having some guards and some barricading around your. If you are a minister or anything, then you will have some barricades and a security guard placed in front of your house. Apart from fence will be there, but security guard and warning and all that barricades will be there. Similarly, in Google Cloud, we have IAM. IAM is identity and access management. So IAM deals with the security of your network, like who has the access to what extent in your network. Who means like Prerit has an access, but what access does he have? Like I have the access to create, I have the access to delete, I have the access to update, I have the access to get the list. So I am just think of it as a person having a particular permission. That's it. And like this is who can do what on which resource. So role is okay. So the main part is on-prem to cloud. Just think again, coming back to the example of home, right? One your home, and you want to go to a multi-billionaire who has multiple homes at a particular location, and they are just in the same line, or they are coinciding with each other. So you want to go to a multi-billionaire who has multiple homes in a particular locality. You will go through roads. You will go through one road and come back through one road. Similarly, in Google Cloud, the term is known as hybrid connectivity. We connect our on-prem to cloud through three means, just three means. One is interconnect. Second is VPN, virtual private network. That don't think like it is similar to what you have in your phones after all that PUBG ban. And the third thing is peering. So we need to know, this is the very, very crucial part. You need to know what is RFC 1918. So in the beginning or in the early 20s, there were like people are predicting there will be shortage of IPv4s. So in order to save some IPs, people or the organization who was supposed to take care of the IPs reserve three CIDR blocks. CIDR is classless inter-domain range. So they blocked three CIDR ranges for the future use. So later they were reserved, like they are private IPs. None of, don't think like your IP is, for example, 10.0.0.1. Somebody outside like who is living in Australia will access 10.0.0.1 and he will access your ID. That is not true. These are all private IPs and they can be used only inside a network. For this, I think I need some other lecture because it is a very deep topic. But you need to learn three ranges, that is 10.0.0 and all of the rest two ranges for like they are RFC 1918. So in interconnect, there is dedicated and partner. Just learn these terms, and you will find 2 to 3 questions in every certification regarding this. So, and VPN is classic and HA, peering is carrier and direct. So interconnects, if there is a term, like for example there is a question, you have to connect your on-prem to cloud, but you have RFC 1918 dependency. So for that term you need to pick interconnects or VPN. Only two services in Google Cloud support RFC 1918. One is interconnects, both dedicated and partner. Second is VPN, classic and HA. Peering does not support RFC 1918. Please write this down. The peering does not support RFC 1918. Okay, so and interconnects, like you need to be in a vicinity of Google Cloud. For example, there are three regions in India. One is Chennai, second is Mumbai, third is Delhi. So you need to be near about the area for you to connect to Google data center. If you're not there, you will need to use partner interconnect. If you are really close to the data center, dedicated interconnect is feasible. Else partner interconnect. VPN is through internet only, but it is through encrypted channels, and high availability cloud router is used and all that stuff. So data, where is my data? So so all the companies are running behind data, your cell phone, your ID, your name, every company is behind your data. So ever imagine where your Insta images, video, WhatsApp images are stored? They are stored on something known as block storage. Block storage is like there is blob, various terms. In Azure we have blob, but in Google Cloud we have Google Cloud Storage Bucket. So it is used to store any type of data. For example, you have CSV file, you have Excel file, you have WhatsApp image, you have a PNG, you have JPEG, you have JPG, you have text file, any type of data is used to store in cloud storage bucket. Cloud storage bucket, you just imagine it as your bathing bucket used to store any type of water. So in Google Cloud also there is bucket store any type of data. It is serverless. There is no need to like tell that I need 1 TB of storage. It is serverless. You just upload. Google Cloud will charge you pay on the pay as you go model. The amount the data you store, it will charge you. No worries regarding how you have to pre-configure the size of the bucket. The another thing is bucket lock. Like you don't want any third party to delete your bucket, or because there is some sensitive data, you want the data to be durable. Remember the term we use, durable. So you want the data to be durable. You can use retention policies or bucket locks. Third thing is versioning. For example, you have three CSV files of different, like it's the same one, but all the three have some minor changes. So you can use versioning. You can use ACL, access control list, for you can use ACLs for like granular level access. For example, you want one object to be accessed by a particular person, or well, you just want rest of the objects, rest of the files to be edited, but only one file to be viewed. So for granular level, you can use ACLs. For for talking to, because the data part is very important for serial purpose, and you will find 10 question, at least 10 question on cloud storage bucket and data part. So GSUtil by now is deprecated, or going to be deprecated by next 2 months. And but your question paper will be having questions for GSUtil. GSUtil is being replaced by gcloud alpha storage. That is another command. Gcloud is a command to talk to Google Cloud using the shell. So GSUtil is deprecated, but for the exam point of view, use the GSUtil only for MCQs part. And there is storage transfer service, that is for data greater than 1 TB. These terms are important. If data is greater than 1 TB, use storage transfer service. If data is greater than 20 TB, use transfer appliance. And if a data is less than 1 TB, use GSUtil. Please write it down. I am emphasizing 2 3 questions will be based on this only. So now types of data: structured versus unstructured. Structured is having a particular format, row columns will be there, the schema will be defined. Unstructured means anything like call center, email, chat, survey, social media, online communication, voice transcriptions, transactions. Transactions is like not that much unstructured. So these are all the storage types. Learn it or practice it, but you have to learn, I guess, because without learning you can't practice these. So for object storage, we have cloud storage. For analytics, we have BigQuery. For NoSQL means unstructured data, like the data that doesn't have any fixed schema. You have Firestore or Bigtable or data store. Like there are two terms, native and other format. But for now, Firestore and Bigtable for NoSQL data. Relational is a particular schema, that is Cloud SQL and Spanner. Don't worry, I will be covering in next 14 minutes what are those. For object storage, cloud storage. For block storage, persistence is, like I told you, if you want your data to be durable for even after switching off the VM, you need to use persistent disk. So structured data, Spanner versus Cloud SQL. What is OLAP? What is OLTP? OLAP is for analytics, and OLTP is for transaction. So for analytics part, you need to use BigQuery. That is the only service in Google Cloud, and it is the golden factor of Google Cloud, that people are coming to Google Cloud because of BigQuery, because it's damn fast. You can process 3 TB of file in just few minutes. Like previously, you used to do it, if you're not from data background, it used to take around 1 to 2 hours, but it is damn fast because it uses Google's internal, like I told you, Andromeda, Colossus. There are various terms regarding that, advanced topics, but it uses Google's internal thing. So, one question I am 100% sure that will come. Uh, there will be a question like, you want to store structured or relational data in globally. Your company wants your structured data to be stored globally. Use Cloud Spanner. Spanner and SQL works on structured data, but Spanner is global. Cloud SQL is regional by nature. This is the major difference between them. Rest working is same. Spanner is global, Cloud SQL is regional. Both are used for structured data. Now we have unstructured data. One question will be on BigQuery, like if there is one term IoT sensors of, or you want time series events to be stored, then pick up Bigtable without any hesitation. This will be the answer. Why? Because it is wide column database. That means that Bigtable is really made, like it is made to store high ingress traffic. It can write and all that stuff. So if some IoT sensors or high ingress time, because IoT sensors send data every 5 seconds, as per my knowledge or as per the sensor I worked on. So they send the data every 5 seconds. So in every 5 seconds, you need to store the data. For that, use Bigtable. Rest of the unstructured data or semi-structured data. Actually, here's it should be semi-structured data. No worries. So for semi-structured, use Bigtable and data store, Bigtable for time series, and data store for rest. Unstructured, we talked like it should be used by Google Cloud Storage. Analytics, BigQuery, I told you, and serverless, used by customers in Google Cloud. That is Google Cloud Functions, App Engine, Cloud Run. A brief intro about them. Cloud Functions, just write your code and get your work done. For example, you want when you upload a PNG file in cloud storage by told you about microservices. So microservices, when we can create a microservice, we need to create a file known as Docker file, and it will contain all the steps that is needed to run a file. So very investment based on DevOps. So Cloud Code is the cloud-based code editor. Artifacts registry and container registry are used for storing images. Like I told you, microservices, they are made into images, and images are used to store in both of these. Artifact registry, between difference between them is container registry is just used to store the uh, uh, the image, and artifact registry can be used to store anything. Like if you have any jar file or any other file, use artifact registry to store it. Cloud build is used to kick on some triggers and make things happen. Other services compliance, because CDL is, according to me, a very managerial or a very certification that is focused on the sales point of view. So compliance is very important. Read about COPA. COPA is child protection, and HIPAA, health protection. PCI DSS, if you just open your phone pay app, phone pay app, it will write a small PCI DSS compliant. So that PCI DSS is meant for transaction. Just open it, you will find in every transactional in like Paytm or Google Pay, everywhere that it is PCI DSS compliant. It is for the payment part. So COPA, keep COPA, and PCI DSS, and two, three more are there. You will, and GDPR. Anywhere in question paper you see like you have some data in Germany or in Europe. So just tick GDPR. It is for the Europe compliance. Cloud deployment manager. You just if you know the term IAC, infrastructure as code, you just define code some. It is same like instance template, but instance template is to be specific to a virtual machine. The cloud deployment manager can do anything like deploy a VPC, create firewalls, create virtual machines, create load balancer, create anything for you. Just you need to code it if you're good at coding, or just you can find code online as well. Marketplace is for all these SaaS providers, like there are already built services and you can use those. Data flow is for pipelining. Data proc, Data flow, if you find some word Apache Beam, tick data flow. Data flow is used for the pipelining work. If you want, like for example, you want your data to be compressed by picking a file from cloud storage and then compressing it, then putting it back to cloud storage. So data flow. Data proc. My data proc is for Apache, and PubSub is a messaging service. Uh, Data prep is for cleaning the data. Like if you are into data, you need to clean it. You need to remove the redundancy and flatten the data and all that stuff. So you need to use data prep for that. PubSub is a messaging service, like you do it on Messenger, just in a production use environment. So now I think the everything is done. Just few important things. What could possibly go wrong during exam? First thing, your system can crash. Don't panic. Don't panic, because your money is not going to get wasted. Like Google is really good company. They will give you second attempt for free. Your system can crash. Don't panic. Second thing is video audio feed interrupted. My audio video feed got interrupted every time, so don't panic either. Third is eye movement got. So if you are looking here and you like unknowingly you look there, so you will receive one warning from Google side, because it is proctored exam. Someone is watching you from other end, or there is some machine learning algorithm they are using. So if you look there and unknowingly, you will still get one notification for eye movement. After 3 eye movements, you will be completely banned from the exam. Fourth one is unauthorized material found. So please keep your phones aside, very much aside. Don't even use your smartwatch. No mouse can be there. Mouse, water, and your laptop. No earphones, nothing. Mouse, water, and laptop can be there on the desk. Fifth is exam not launching. While booking the exam, you will have a particular support email, support URL, so you can go over there and tell them exam not launching. Then one thing is also there, that you need to delete your antivirus, because because Google needs to have access of your screen as well as microphone as well as your video camera. So you need to delete your antivirus if you want a hassle free exam. So four ways to interact. I don't know, like who kept it here. What after CDL? CDL is just basic certification. Go for associate cloud engineer. That is must if you want some internship, or if you want some placement letter, or if you want to be get interviewed by someone. Then you need to do associate cloud engineer. Google Cloud, it is BigQuery, the data part. And in Microsoft Azure, you have security. The security is damn hard. Nobody can crack it. Though Google Cloud is very much secure, but there are more advantages for using my Azure as well. So get internship ready. Fourth is build a yeah. After clearing the exam, just make a note and write it as your goal, that you will be deploying a static website, at least a static website, just a simple HTML CSS website, a little bit of Bootstrap and or JS. So deploy a basic website on cloud storage bucket. That's it. And later you can like deploy it on Google Cloud and use HTTPS load balancer, CDN, domain name, DNS. Yeah. So, uh, and last, don't be jack of all and master of none. I think this is the proverb. So please focus on the basics. Google Cloud certification, associate cloud engineer. You will aim for this one next. Please go for associate cloud engineer. Then, if you have some interest in data, go for professional data engineer. If you have some interest in database, go for professional database engineer. If you are machine learning is also there. Network and security are two certifications that I insist everyone should have. because without security or networking, there is no cloud, there is no no communication, nothing. So according to me, CDL, associate cloud engineer, network engineer, security engineer, and then professional cloud architect. Because professional cloud architect is damn like hard exam. It will cover every service. So this is about Google Cloud certification. And if you're interested in DevOps, you can use DevOps. You can give DevOps engineer certification as well. So what after cloud? Two things, three things. One is DevOps. DevOps. I think DevOps cloud was built for DevOps, because like if you want to deploy a Kubernetes cluster, it is very much easy. Just two, three clicks and you are done with the cluster part. So DevOps is must. Like you should pursue like Kubernetes, what is Prometheus, and what is Docker, and then you can go for DevOps. After that, we have Terraform as well. And in Terraform, like you have state files, and it is a very advanced topic. But Terraform or IAC will, I don't want to say this, and I will not say this. So Terraform is the future, or IAC is the future. Third thing is build your product. E-commerce or one educational platform or anything, any good idea you have, just build a product. Google Cloud every year organizes one hackathon. Now it is currently running, and two to three hackathons, and they will provide you credits. They will provide you credit cards for goodies, swags, everything. Just build a good product with a good idea. And if you need any further assistance, contact Hack to Skill team, or you can contact me on LinkedIn. My name is Prerit Manjal, and focus on self study. That's it. And we are done, and my throat is also done. Question answers.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Trini, for and yes, before moving to Q&A, let me just take you through what are the next steps so that it is easy for you all to understand what to do next. So repeating the things again, which I'm repeating from last 2 days. Yeah. So I have updated the dashboard with all the instructions. Now you have all the 6 steps you want to do and the dashboard itself, whereas the quiz and all the other things are mentioned in the resource section. We have this cloud digital learning bootcamp where we have to do the 4 of the modules today. Prerit take you on a go through to infrastructure and applications and understanding the Google Cloud security and operations. Make sure you are doing all these 4 before attempting the exam. I am repeating again. This quiz is for only one time, so make sure you have completed all the batches. Based on the skill boost profile and your answers to quiz, we will be shortlisting you for for the credits. So make sure you are completing them. Now we can move ahead to the Q&A, and let's start with the first question, which is from Aman. Preet, he is asking, suppose I want to give exams from center, then
Yeah, center, like I will recommend going to center, because at home, like, I think my even voice and audio dropped in between. So these things can happen in online exam, and you will be like, you will be self frustrated. So go for some location. But if you are not like COVID and all that stuff, so you can give it online.
Okay. I guess that's pretty much about it. If anyone has any questions, please ping on the chat section. Or else, I would say, Pradeep, the examples were absolutely like they are in the mind for everyone for a long time. So, yeah. Yeah, so one more question we got is, can you please explain the machine types list?
Okay, so like there are four machine families. One is the compute optimized. Compute optimized is used for like computational part, high computational part. That is for mathematical equations, but rarely we use them. Rarely, like in production environment only, we use the standard one only. Second is the memory optimized. If you want high memory, like you need to work with the video part or the image part or anything with high data, you are building some models, so go for memory optimized. Third is the GPU, and GPU, you all know that they are graphical processing units, and they are used for like video rendering or editing part. In Google, when I was working, so I worked on GPUs only. Fourth is TPUs, that is tensor flow processing units, that is for like machine learning only. And the last one is standard part, and mostly in the production environment you will use standard only.
All right. So the next question is from Keshav. Is there any issue if we give quiz before module? So yes, there is an issue, Keshav. We want four of the modules completed along with the quiz. That's when we uh, are ticking on the list that yes, you are eligible for the examination. How to work in hybrid cloud by combining two different cloud providers. Preeti.
Okay, so for that we use Anthos. Anthos is a very next gen service, and that is out of the scope of the certification, but it is for like connecting with multiple clouds and taking the advantage of every cloud, right? So for Anthos, or if you want to work with on-prem or cloud, you can use VPN interconnect or peering for production level environments. But for multi-cloud, Anthos is the service.
All right. Anish is also asking that I'm in a college hostel. Would you recommend me giving the exam there because a lot of background noise may be there?
No, 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 no.
Make sure at least you are sitting in a corner of a TPO of your college and then probably you are getting that vibe. So yeah. Next question is from Aniket. What is an average salary of a DevOps engineer for a fresher?
DevOps is 8 LPA. Yeah, fresher. But if like I have been working from my second year of engineering, so if you are also working, then you will not be counted as a fresher. But for fresher, is 8 to 11 LPA. That's max in India, and in abroad it is 32 LPA.
Okay. The next question is how can I get into a cloud intern role since it's and a big thing. So there are no companies for freshers. So after certification, what path should I follow?
Okay, so this is a lie. There is no company hiring. My company is also hiring. Ping me your resume on LinkedIn. And second thing, I will share a doc with Avni or any of the Hack to Skill guys with
Yeah,
the list
sure.
of companies that hire for freshers. So I will share the list.
Surely, guys, I'll be updating that talk by the end of the day on the dashboard resources so you can take the talk from the resource section. All right, the next question is how do you manage to get internships from? In Samsung, please guide me how to get
Okay.
an internship.
So Samsung was of on campus only. So Samsung came and it was of 6 months. We were having, I think, 2 to 3 rounds, 2 or 3. I don't remember because it's around 1 year. So yeah, it was an on campus. But for if you're into cloud related things, Samsung doesn't hire that aggressively. Again, for the list of companies, I will share the list with you.
All right. How many Google certificates will be enough for entry level exams in cloud?
One, that is associate cloud engineer. Because CDL, I told you that it is, according to me, that is more for like sales guys, or but it is beneficial, no certification, because I personally received 4 times the increment of my salary after certification, 4 times, right? So certifications is associate cloud engineer is enough.
All right. The next question is, can you please explain containers, clusters, and Dopplers in the easiest way?
That is a very deep topic, but okay. Imagine your phone, right? So it is a phone and you have various folders inside it. So every folder treated as a node, and every application inside a folder treated as a pod. So each application, for example, in Instagram, you have multiple services. You have stories, you have post, you have search icon. So treat them as containers. Each service, search is container, story is container, post is container. Everything is inside the app. App is the pod. Okay. So and various pods like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat inside the entertainment folder. So entertainment is a cluster, is a node, and that application is the pod. The process is running is container, and your whole phone is a cluster. This is the easiest I can go.
Awesome. Will I have to clear both CDN and ACE exam for this boot camp? So, we are having CDL in this boot camp, but for the ACE, the boot camp is starting from 6th of August. So, I'll be providing the link through a mail to you today, everyone. All those who are interested in ACE can complete their CDL in this boot camp and can start with ACE from 6th of October. All right, how to get an internship in Microsoft or Google, JP?
Okay, so Google, it was totally an entirely internal process, and it took around 1 year for to get mentored by one Googler. So let's talk about other internships. Because first of all, Google doesn't hire for freshers. They will only hire for like cloud architect or cloud consultant. They at least require 3 years of experience. And for TSE, that is technical solutions engineer, they require nothing. You just need to have good Linux command and a little bit of core services and 1 to 2 certification. That's enough. But for real stuff, that production environment work where there is going, you need to have 3 years of experience to get into cloud or man. Any company requires 3 years of experience because nobody trusts you for their really production level workloads. Talking about internships, there are various Google partners. I can name few. One is Sears, second is 66 Degrees, third is Avalar and Atlantic. So I will share the list. So to get into internships, you need to have the basic strong. One is Linux, I told you in the beginning. Second is containers, Kubernetes. Because in every interview, like I have interviewed at Microsoft, Apple, Google, all the big companies. So the first question was related to Kubernetes only. So don't ever go to interview without Kubernetes, Docker, pods, Kubernetes, Linux, some core services related to your certifications, and one good project. That's it.
All right, there are a lot of questions regarding the jobs and internships. So, as Fireed mentioned, we will be uploading a guide where you can take all the references. If in case you have any question, you can post um, and connect Fireed on LinkedIn. I'm sharing his profile again. So yeah, you guys can connect from LinkedIn. And yes, Prerit, I guess that's it for Q&A. Arya, we can proceed further.
Sure. Thank you, Avni. Thank you, everyone, for being a terrific audience. Thank you, Prerit, for such a wonderful session. We can now say that we are cloud digital leaders already. Please note that to complete the quiz, it is necessary to have at least 70 percentage, as it is the passing criteria to redeem your free certification. And last date to give the quiz is 28th September, that is tomorrow. So guys, buckle up and let's wrap this session on this note.
Yeah. All the best, everyone, from my end. If you need any help, you can ping me on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you, everyone.